Good Monday evening, April 7th, and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. Douglas County prosecutors on Friday charged a Leavenworth man in connection with a 2022 fatal hit and run. Longtime fruit industry leader Scott Marbo has passed away at the age of 66. More showers with cooler temperatures in the forecast for Tuesday. I'll have all the details coming up in your full local weather forecast. The Wenatchee Valley YMCA will place its Lake Wenatchee Camp up for sale and use the proceeds to create an endowment fund for outdoor activities and programs. In a Friday press release, President and CEO Dory Foster said that the needs of kids and families in north central Washington are changing, and the YMCA must adopt programs and services to meet those needs. The nonprofit estimates the camp has lost about $2 million over the last decade, and renovations to meet modern safety standards would cost tens of millions. The YMCA has owned the 25-acre Lake Wenatchee Camp for 98 years. The complex is expected to go on the market this autumn. Douglas County prosecutors on Friday charged a Leavenworth man in connection with the 2022 fatal hit and run. As our media partner, the Wenatchee World reports, authorities say Thomas O'Connell struck a pedestrian near East Wenatchee and continued driving for 9 miles until he was stopped by law enforcement. 34-year-old Antonio Valenzuela of Wenatchee died at the scene. The State Patrol completed its investigation in late 2023, but prosecutors say the volume of evidence delayed the filing of charges. The 31-year-old O'Connell was summoned to make his first court appearance April 21st. The Washington Interscholastic Activities Association says proposed amendments involving transgender participation in female sports violate state law. In a statement shared to NCWLIFE News, the WIAA said it remained committed to following state law after being told by the State Attorney General, Office for Civil Rights, and Superintendent of potential violations. One amendment would limit participation in girls' sports to biological females, and the other, which was spearheaded by the Eastmont School District, proposed a third open division for all students. If the amendments pass under current state law, they would not be implemented, and if laws were to change, the WIAA's board will alter rules accordingly. The WIAA has 16 total amendments to review, and its assembly will begin voting on all current amendments beginning April 9th through the 18th. Our media partner, the Wenatchee World, reports local Forest Service employees from the Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest who were laid off by the federal government returned to work as of late March. The slash of employees is part of the Trump administration's budget cuts. Back in February, about 40 people were let go from their jobs. About 125 people were laid off across the 5 national forests in Washington state. Rachel Granberg with the National Federation of Federal Employees says there are challenges to getting staffers back in the system. Employees in human resources were also laid off, and the U.S. Forest Service does not have enough staff to bring them back. Workers also received full back pay for the time they were off work. When we come back, protest was the order of the day on Saturday as North Central Washington joined the network of hands-off rallies held nationwide. Ecology-minded Lake Chelan residents are gearing up for their 3rd annual Restore the Shore event. That's a lake-wide cleanup scheduled for this Saturday. The city of Leavenworth will recognize International Dark Sky Week this month following a ceremonial proclamation from Leavenworth Mayor Carl Floria. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Central Washington Water is home to the Hot Spring Spa for over 45 years. Come see the Freshwater Smart IQ. It monitors your saltwater spa's pH balance, chlorine, and more. Or the cold plunge tub that will leave you feeling rejuvenated. Plug-and-play spas make hot tubbing easy. With great financing available, cold water, salt water, hot water, Central Washington Water has a spa for your budget and your lifestyle. Stop by today.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Protest was the order of the day on Saturday as North Central Washington joined the network of hands-off rallies held nationwide. The rallies were aimed at the Trump administration and its ongoing policies, including deportation, tariffs, and federal job and funding cuts. An estimated 3 million Americans participated in roughly 1,200 demonstrations throughout the United States. Hundreds of participants lined Highway 2 in Leavenworth, Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee, and Basin Street in Ephrata, among other locations. More than 150 activist groups helped organize the events, including the American Civil Liberties Union, the League of Women Voters, and labor unions like the AFL-CIO. Ecology-minded Lake Chelan residents are gearing up for their third annual Restore the Shore event, a lake-wide cleanup scheduled for this Saturday. Volunteers plan to gather at the city marina parking lot where groups will be organized to cover specific sections of beach. There'll be canvas bags and 5-gallon buckets provided to collect shoreline refuse, but participants are also encouraged to bring their own. Aside from collecting trash and aquatic weeds they find on the shore, volunteers are also asked to take photographs of algae they find to help track the growth of invasive organisms. You can sign up online to help scour the beach at keepitbluelakechelan.org. The city of Leavenworth will recognize International Dark Sky Week this month following a ceremonial proclamation from Leavenworth Mayor Carl Floria. The mayor is scheduled to proclaim the ceremonial recognition at the Leavenworth City Council meeting Tuesday at 7 p.m. Dark Sky Week will take place April 21st through April 28th. The International Week is a worldwide celebration of natural light and darkness as an essential element of the planet. To participate, individuals can go stargazing, learn about the negative effects of light pollution, or evaluate the light usage of their own homes. The Wenatchee Valley Astronomy Club will host an inaugural hatchery star party at the Leavenworth National Fish Hatchery on April 27th at 9:30 p.m. for those who wish to examine the stars with provided telescopes. Longtime fruit industry leader Scott Marbo has passed away at the age of 66. Marbo spent 39 years in the fruit business, developing new marketing strategies and cultivating industry relationships. He spent 33 years with Oneonta Trading Corporation and Star Ranch Growers before retiring to Arizona in 2021. However, when Star Ranch Growers joined CMI Orchards in 2023, CMI President Bob Mass sought out Marbo and invited him to join the CMI team as business development manager. The company announced Marbo's passing on Friday. A private celebration of life will be held for Marbo's loved ones. Coming up next, ballots went out Thursday to households in the upper Wenatchee Valley, served by Cascade Medical Center in Leavenworth, where voters have a chance to reapprove the emergency services levy. We'll have more on that coming up in tonight's feature story. Expect breezy weather conditions tonight with more showers in the forecast tomorrow. I'll have all the details coming up in your full local weather forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
When you enjoy Abby's Pizza at your place, close your eyes and you can taste old-fashioned values, classic pizza parlor decor, and generations of tradition. Recreate that magic. Open your eyes and head to abbys.com. With pickup and delivery options, no matter where you dine, Abby's just tastes better. This is Skinny, and he helped found Abby's 60 years ago. In honor of Skinny, we're putting his favorite pizza on sale. Savory pizza sauce, Canadian bacon piled to the edge, and juicy tomatoes make this a very special pizza. Order your Skinny special right now at abbys.com.
Between juggling groceries, preparing meals, and lending a helping hand, you're a hero without a cape. But who's there to support you? Aging and Adult Care honors caregivers like you, the relatives, friends, and neighbors, helping loved ones remain safely at home. Aging and Adult Care offers chore services, respite, personal care, and more. Serving Chelan, Douglas, Grant, Lincoln, Adams, and Okanagan counties, call Aging and Adult Care at 1-800-572-4459 for caregiver support.
NCWLIFE Channel is your local TV station based right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Be sure to tune in for coverage of local sports. Once again, this spring we'll bring you Prep Boys soccer, baseball, and softball. In addition, we're adding Wenatchee Bighorn basketball in March, April, and May. It's all right here on the NCWLIFE channel, our Facebook and YouTube pages, as well as our website at ncwlife.com.
Ballots went out Thursday to households in the upper Wenatchee Valley. Voters in the hospital district served by Cascade Medical Center in Leavenworth have a chance to reapprove the emergency services levy, 50 cents per $1,000 of property value, which pays for ambulance response and ER treatment. 6 years ago, the property tax levy passed with an overwhelming 80% approval rate. In tonight's features story, medical administrators at Cascade said they're optimistic the tax rate will be preserved when the ballots are counted April 22nd, but they still want voters to know how crucial it is for their emergency care.
Diane Blake, I'm the CEO of Cascade Medical.
Brian Pulse, I'm the EMS director at Cascade Medical. We cover about 1,200 square miles in our hospital district. So we cover from the top of Stevens Pass, all the Highway 2 corridor, all of Lake Wenatchee, all of Plain, Chumstick, Leavenworth, Shasta and Dryden, and all the way to the summit of Blewett Pass. And our hospital district ends right between the border of Dryden and Cashmere. And we do about 1,300 to 1,400 calls a year, 24/7. All weather conditions, anything they throw at us.
Speaking for the emergency department specifically, we saw just under 4,500 patients in 2024. The vast majority of those patients we treat here, and then they are released to go home or wherever their next stop is. We can take care of quite a lot of illnesses and injuries. We offer a telestroke program in partnership with the Harborview Medical Center. So patients who are having a stroke can now come to Cascade Medical. And we are able to provide the clot busting drug for the patients who meet the criteria for that, saving a lot of time on a really critical service. We also, our hospital emergency department is supported by a full lab and full imaging department. So also 24/7, 365, there's availability for x-rays, CT scans. We have point of care ultrasound in our emergency department. Certainly heart attacks, someone needing emergent surgery, those folks we would move to a higher level of care. Could be throughout the state. We can transfer patients to Harborview, to Sacred Heart in Spokane, for instance, to Children's, often to our partner down the road, Confluence. And so even if we don't provide full care for a patient because they need really specialized care, we provide that initial important role of quick diagnosis, stabilizing them, and making sure they get where they need to go in a safe manner.
So it used to be we did probably our biggest percentage was traumatic type of injuries. Now it's on the medical side. So the majority of what we do is on the medical side, not near as much trauma. And the medical side varies from symptom to symptom. So we do a minimal amount of search and rescue, but we're available for that. And we respond to everything. It's mostly on the medical side is what we respond to primarily.
The levy is really critical to maintaining the current service level that we offer. So the revenue that we bring in from the ambulance services and from emergency department cover just 60% of what it costs to be ready all the time. That 40% gap, we fill 20% of that with revenue we earn from other things we do in our hospital. And the remaining 20% the levy fills. So just from a perspective of what would we do without the levy, we'd have to look at how do we change the services we offer, because it's too big of a gap to fill with other revenue from our organization.
I've been involved in a lot of these levies, and the community has been fantastic at supporting them over the years, and so I'm very optimistic about it.
I just appreciate our community's support and all they do, using our services, trusting us with their care, supporting us through taxation, advocating for things that help us be sustainable. We have really supportive community, a fabulous team, and it's just all those folks working together make it happen here, and I'm really grateful for that.
Time now to take a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. Unfortunately, we did see a few more clouds both Saturday and Sunday than we thought we would on Friday. But all in all, a pretty nice weekend with temperatures in the low 60s. Today, more of those clouds after some light shower activity this morning. Also, some more scattered showers this afternoon as we look down at the Wenatchee Valley from our Wenatchee Heights tower camera. And still showers in the forecast, breezy conditions. That picked up a little this afternoon. And as we move forward in our forecast, we will see some wind into our evening hours tonight. Gusts not terrible. Wenatchee at 22 miles an hour, 31 miles an hour for Moses Lake and Omak, at about the same as Wenatchee, 26 miles an hour. If we do see those wind gusts tonight, then things should calm down in our overnight hours. All right, high temperature today. It was earlier, 63 degrees unofficially. 59 is where we should be for this time of year. And how about that beautiful record high set back in 1977? 83 degrees. 46 this morning, above where we should be for a normal low of 39. Our record low, 28 degrees, and that was set in 1973. We've only picked up 1/100th of an inch of precip from all this scattered shower activity. That gets us to 2.27 for the year. We're still just under 0.4 of an inch below where we should be for precip this time of year. Sun came up this morning at 6:27 and sets for us tonight at 7:40. All right, let's get you into those Tuesday temperatures, and we are going to see a cool down, a little flow from the northwest bringing those cooler temperatures our way. Almost 60 for Moses Lake and Ephrata, 58 the high temperature in Quincy, and then 56s from Ellensburg into Wenatchee, also Eniat and Chelan around 56 tomorrow. Only 52 the high temperature in Lake Wenatchee, while both Leavenworth and Cashmere, you too will be pretty much in the mid-50s for your afternoon highs. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies. Here's our trough of low pressure that brought us the shower activity earlier. A little ridge forming overnight before the next round of storminess moves in. Gonna still see some breezy conditions tonight with lows around 40 degrees. For Tuesday, here's that next push of moisture our way. We'll see cloudy skies and a good chance for some scattered shower activity again on Tuesday. And it's going to be cooler. We'll drop back into the mid-50s for highs tomorrow. By the time we get into Wednesday, 1, 2, 3 areas of high pressure dotting the western map, and we'll see some pretty stable conditions from Wednesday on. Warmer temperatures as well, with highs on Wednesday into those low 60s. Should be a nice day for Wednesday, and that'll continue. Just a few more clouds on Thursday. Another mini trough of low pressure and a cold front will extend through western Washington, but that means we'll see some compressional heating here with highs in the mid-60s, maybe even some upper 60s for Thursday. And then on Friday, just lots of sunshine, maybe some breezy conditions in the afternoon. It will be mild with high temperatures to end our week in the low to mid-60s. And then as we get you into the upcoming weekend, Saturday, once again, mostly sunny. Big high pressure anchored in the Pacific. That'll keep our weather pretty stable once again this weekend. High temperatures to kick off this weekend, right around 60 degrees. And then as we end the weekend on Sunday, just a beautiful day. Look at the sunny skies expected for the entire state. We will see warmer temperatures Sunday with highs then in the low 60s. All right, your 7-day forecast, 39 overnight tonight. A bit of a dip in temperatures tomorrow with the shower activity about about a 60% chance of rain. We'll see 56. Mostly sunny on Wednesday and 64 with increasing clouds on Thursday. High temperature then pretty mild at 64 degrees. 63 on Friday and mostly sunny. And then some sunshine as we get into the weekend. We'll see upper 50s on Saturday with highs on Sunday in the low 60s. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
The Wenatchee Bighorns are back in action against the Salem Capitals in TBL play on Thursday, April 17th. Join Grant Olson and Jamie Council with all the action here on the NCWLIFE channel. W.B. Smith Gym on the campus of Wenatchee Valley College is the home for Bighorns basketball, and you can see it live here on the NCWLIFE channel. And a happy Monday to you. The Seattle Mariners had a costly loss on Sunday down in San Francisco. In the bottom of the ninth inning, Victor Robles, running after a foul ball down the right field line, crashed into the netting that protects the fans. He had to come out of the ball game with an apparent shoulder injury. Still don't know his prognosis. Meanwhile, a batter later, the Giants would walk it off and complete a 3-game sweep.
Julio slugs this out to left field. This is cranked deep, and Julio, for the second time this series, goes deep in the first inning. It's a 1-0 Mariners lead.
He leaves a sweeper up in the zone, and he absolutely tattoos it.
Well, that was crushed by Julio, 423 feet. He homered in the first inning in game 1 off of Justin Verlander. To right field. Does it have the height? This is back, and it's gone. Cal Raleigh homers to right field in San Francisco, and in just his 4th full season of the majors has tied the Mariners franchise record for the most home runs ever hit by a Mariners catcher.
Line drive, that'll be a base hit. Here comes Adames. The throw is wide. Giants are on the board. It's 2-1. Now both teams with 4 hits. Yaz drives one. Deep left field. It is out of here. Boy, did he get some backspin on that, and it's 4-2 Giants.
Through the left side for a base hit. Raley getting waved home. Luke Raley on his way to the plate. He slides. He's safe. 2 outs. Runners on the corners. Down to their final strike. The 2-2. Line past Chapman, and this game is tied. Robles scores. Here comes Cal Raleigh. He was being waved. Now gets the stop sign. Randy Arozarena down to the Mariners' final strike this afternoon. Has tied it in the 9th inning.
And now here's Patrick Bailey, the pitch. Bailey with a swing and a drive. Deep to right field, down the line. Robles on the run. Running out of room, leaps up into the netting. And does he make the catch? It's a foul ball. And the ball is free from Robles. And around to third goes Matos. One of the greatest catches you will see this year. Robles flying into that netting. So here's Wilmer Flores. And a base hit. And here comes Matos. And this game is over.
Mariners are back home trying to right the ship against the Houston Astros tonight in the first of 3 games, 6:40 on Root Sports Northwest. Houston comes to Seattle 4-5 after a 9-7 10-inning win over the Twins Sunday. Texas leads the American League West at 8-2 after completing a sweep of Tampa Bay Sunday with a 4-3 win. Angels are in second place following a 6-3 win over Cleveland. The Athletics fell to Colorado 12-5 Sunday, but still hold a game edge over Seattle, who's in last place in the division, 5 games back just a week into the season. The Seattle Kraken have won 2 straight on the road as they head into L.A. tonight to face the Kings. Jared McCann had 2 of Seattle's 5 goals Saturday in a 5-1 win over the Sharks in San Jose. John Forsland had the call on Kong TV.
The Cord will handle it, move it to the outside for Josh Mahura. A stretch pass finding Burakovsky. He's in the zone. Now McCann right in. He scores! A beautiful goal. Jared McCann right down Broadway. Set up by Andre Burakovsky, and the Kraken are off and running. Jared McCann will step in the zone. Work it across for Adam Larson. Burakovsky in control of it. He'll wind it deep. It's read by San Jose's Lundy. Turned it over to McCann. Now Larson out in front. They score! Andre Burakovsky. We'll spot an open mate. It's Celebrini who pulls up to move it across for Toffoli. We'll send it back for Mario Ferraro, and now Jack Thompson. Cycling out of Celebrini. Toffoli, great save, but they score! On the rebound, it's Will Smith. As we go coast to coast, he'll drop it off. Rundstrom, just wide of Joey DeCord. Broken stick for Ferraro. Good break for the Kraken. Stevenson's in. He scores! Hey, what do you say? Chandler Stevenson. He's run, broken up. Schwartz, he's in a shot. And he scores! Jaden Schwartz with a bullet that sticks to the back of the net. Lucas Carlson off the stick of Macklin Celebrini. Counterattack for the Kraken. Right. McCann with a bullet. He scores! Jared McCann. The fun goes on and on here. With a $1:53 left to go in the second period, it is now 5-1. Seattle. Mahura. Kapokako. 3 seconds left. Mahura holding on to it. And that'll do it. That's Kraken hockey, baby.
Joey DeCord stopped 23 of 24 shots on goal. The Kraken and Kings dropped the puck at 7:30 tonight. That's again on Kong TV. Retracing our steps in prep sports over the weekend, we'll start it off with baseball. Wenatchee continued its winning streak by sweeping Sunnyside 10-8 and 17-1 in boys baseball. Eastmont was able to pick up a sweep over Davis 6-2 and 10-2. Moses Lake took 2 from Eisenhower, 14-2 and 5-3. Chelan picked up a couple of wins against SCAC opponents, downing Royal 13-0 and Kiowa Benton 1-0. On Saturday, Brewster went 1-1, downing Okanagan 11-2, but then falling to Clallam 2-0. Lake Roosevelt went scoreless in 2 losses, falling to Warden 10-0, and then Colfax 14-0. Jenkins Chewelah squeaked by Liberty Bell to win a sweep 2-0 and 3-1. The Moses Lake girls had no trouble with Eisenhower in fast pitch softball Friday, winning 20-0 and 14-1. Wenatchee swept Sunnyside 11-0 and 10-1. Eastmont eased by Davis 21-0 and 23-3. Ephrata and Sela split a twin bill, with the Tigers taking the opener 10-1 and the Vikings winning the nightcap 18-8. Ellensburg swept Quincy 22-1 and 17-2. On Saturday, Eastmont dropped a pair of non-league games to visiting Issaquah 9-5 at 11-3. Clallam beat Chelan 13-6 and 15-2. The Wenatchee Panther boys soccer team remained unbeaten in Big 9 play Friday with a convincing 7-0 win over visiting Moses Lake. Davis shut out Eastmont 1-0. Saturday's scoreline saw Quincy shut out Ellensburg 2-0. Othello got by Ephrata 2-1, and Cashmere and Brewster played to a 4-4 tie. That's your check of sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Monday.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us at NCWLIFE.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. Email us at news@ncwlife.com or call 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us and have a great night.